Mr. Peter, welcome. What is the off-ramp here? Because Secretary Blinken was flatly turned down by Netanyahu. It was quite humiliating, actually, the timing of it. Now, Netanyahu seems to be giving a little bit on a pause. But what we're also hearing is that the U.S. has been calling for a different kind of air campaign, not the bunker buster bombs, smaller munitions that don't create such havoc in the civilian population. What Israel says is that the Hamas command and control is under the hospitals, something that we cannot verify, that our Western intelligence has not been able to verify.
I mean, you're right. I'm not sure whether I would say it was humiliating. Personally, I think I rather admire Secretary Blinken for going back again, even though he knew that he was going to have a very difficult conversation with Prime Minister Netanyahu. But it wasn't very nice that having said we need humanitarian pauses, and then very shortly afterwards, Netanyahu does give that press conference saying, I'm not going to do anything of the sort until the hostages are released. Now, there are many significant players in the region at the moment. It may be that something can be done around some hostages being released, which might allow for a moderation of what the Israeli ground forces are doing and air forces are doing in Gaza. And as you say, I think there are some signs that Israel is possibly softening its little position on munitions and bunker busting and the rest of it. But it remains horrific because you've got two sides which feel a very deep sense of grievance and feel that right is on their side, and the gap between them remains very large. The international community is asking for humanitarian pauses. Some people are asking for a full ceasefire. The American government, the British government are both saying that they don't think that is realistic.
Let me ask you about the rise of opposition, because one of the warnings that the U.S. officials are giving to Israel is that they are losing the support, the empathy that the world had for them after the brutal, the savage massacre. And that there were a lot of hate incidents. Now, we hear that there were 1,000 incidents against British Jews from a prominent charity in the UK. We certainly see violent incidents here at home.
I think you're right, Andrea, and it's in a number of other countries as well. I think that from the beginning there was something of a gap between the very firm support for Israel's right and duty to defend itself, kind of come what may, against the outrages of the 7th of October, and a very strong sense in the street in a lot of big cities throughout America and Britain and France and elsewhere that the Palestinians had a real grievance and that collective punishment was not the right response for Israel. And as time passes, I think that public opinion is becoming less and less tolerant of government policy, which is, if you like, apparently unquestioning its support for Israel. If this is going to be done, this job of dealing with Hamas, it needs to be done quickly.
And do you think that there's time, still time? Because senators are beginning to doubt whether they can even get enough support.
And there's a great deal of division within major political parties. The Democratic Party has got people within it, obviously, who are divided about where they should be. In the United Kingdom, the Labour Party, which wants to take power in a general election next year, has got a real issue because most Muslim voters in the United Kingdom tend to vote Labour, but they're very nervous that the leader, Keir Starmer, is taking a position which is pretty unequivocal in its support for the Israeli government's position. So, as I say, the longer this goes on, the more politically divisive it becomes within very significant political parties and within society in all of our countries.